it's not a serious problem, and it takes them longer to go and get themselves checked out because society has made it a shameful thing when you can't, be a normal man. So we shouldn't make a joke about. I don't laugh. It's not funny, guys.
But you weren't supposed to do it like this, man.
Lala.
I'm trying to say, I'm trying to be a professional.
And then Sebabatso couldn't make go. And she fell out.
Welcome to another episode of The Crazy Unsaid. My name is Layla, and this dude over here is my bestie.
And I'm Tebokoti, and that dude over there says you can. I like your top.
I thank you.
You put me in the spirit. I love that.
Welcome
to another episode. Yeah, I'm chilled. I'm very relaxed. This weekend I was Netflixing. So my eyes are blurry. I was watching a truckload of zombie movies. I think I was preparing myself for this thing, alright? For this episode.
Can you zombie?
Wait now.
What the?
Netflix it let's see the zombies. For real, like zombies left, right, and center. I watched can I give movie? Waka Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
Where he's chasing.
I see it.
Yeah, the drug, what, and then I watched this other one, Army of Thieves. Then there was another one, Army of Zombies or what. Then it's been a mess, my friend.
Zombie fan. I'm still waiting to find out the connection between zombies and this episode. What is zombie fan about this episode?
I don't know. Maybe we're gonna be interviewing a zombie very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait till the Twitter talent South African way. Oh yeah, it's the latest things that I heard today, this weekend.
What's the latest thing?
So I carry the Secretary General ANC Fikile Mbalula was delivering a press briefing about the previous secretary, Ntate Magashule. So apparently they want to expel him due to the fact that he suspended the president at that time. So after more, there was a clip that was going around on Twitter where Ace now was addressing the public, and he was talking about COVID. Said some very interesting things. Babatla le bolaka COVID, ba lefa di 350, na ka hlaba, le bona ba hlaba. What does that say? It's another topic for another day. COVID is a scam. But anyway,
the pandemic.
Thank you to Premier Hotel. Wabane at least a little cocktail.
Love it.
Yeah, no, Sarita, I'm thinking Sarita is gonna be on the menu for cocktails from what I see.
No, we are growing, guys. We are moving. We are moving. We're still, of course, looking for more sponsors. If you're a sponsor out there and you're watching and you want to bless our table, you're more than welcome to contact. Our contact details are in the description bar. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is another banging episode of The Unsaid, and we have a guest in the hot seat. A beautiful guest.
Yes. Look at the smile.
A beautiful guest, an empowered black woman who is running her own business. I love this for us. I just love this for us. Hey girl.
Hi everybody.
That's why I have sunglasses on. Life is good. Yeah.
And I didn't want to say anything today. Sebabatso.
Yeah.
I don't want to butcher your surname again.
Please don't. I get that a lot already.
So I prefer you say it.
Okay, it's Sebabatso Tsawane. Thank you.
So Lala, I didn't want to butcher it because I've been memorizing it the whole time, but I've been butchering it.
Tsawane.
So Sebabatso, I've been following her on Instagram. Ne?
Okay.
So at one of her posts, then I noticed she's got a clinic.
Okay.
And this is after I saw Dr. O, after Fetsabula, his own practice. Then I saw her, Sebabatso coming on, and she's got a clinic. And it was very interesting to say, a nurse on a clinic. I get Rona growing up, we know nurses, and my nurse, like, we're all terrified. But nowadays, have you noticed how hot my nurse are? Like, they are so, it's one of my teacher. I'm a bit worried.
You know,
Poor souls.
I just feel like they've always been hot. It's just right now, we just have the age of social media, so it enhances them. You know what I mean? I don't know, think about it. Let's think back to our high school days and the hot teachers and the hot nurses you saw. Think about it, Tebu. They got enhanced because of social media now. Remember that teacher on our traumatizer was social media on
Yeah.
so
Have you seen what she's been doing lately? Have you seen her lives?
you see what I mean?
No.
So
Then I don't want to be a student.
They've always been hot. No, in primary school, guys. We had these flamboyant teachers that were just. I had this teacher. Oh man, soul rest in peace. That woman was insane. She was inspiring. She was crazy. It's again. Getting excited about life. You get what I mean? And we got inspired by people like that. Right now, it's just enhanced because of social media and exposure to them. But we've always had them. We've always had beautiful nurses. We've always had beautiful teachers. We've always had beautiful servicemen. Even fire women. Do we have fire women in the city? How are they? Oh, and police women. Oh my God! Have you seen the police women in the uniform?
Traffic cops.
Traffic cops.
No. Never one gave me somebody traumatized. No. Hakuna. Body shaming. Anyway, Sebabatso. Sister Sebabatso. You are a nurse by profession.
I am.
And how long, why you chose that career? Because the medical field is another world.
Tricky.
Yeah.
It's difficult and complex. And you're supposed to dive in there.
Dilana le rona re le bontsha ntho tse tshosang.
Hey, what's it?
Go sex and to ER.
Can I ask, have you ever had an awkward moment where you're inspecting a dude and then he like hit on you?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Wait, you don't know how.
Yeah. I've had like guys hitting on me when I'm working with them. And then I've also had like family study patient trying to hit on me on behalf of their.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've had some weird experiences. That's why I prefer working with women. It's simple. It's better. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, minus the drama.
Let me bump up Layla's question. Let me bump it up a bit. Have you ever had a male patient? How ntse mo checka di BP le di high blood and then erection ebe go zzz? You find those places that you look at and you like,
Oh, dreamland, hello.
No, not that I've seen. I mean, no.
no, when
I think I've heard other people but it hasn't happened to me.
what if it was to happen to you? Unutlo rek that.
No, I mean, we try to be professional. Like, you just like, okay, you know. You just
What if okay, we once spoke about sexual fantasies on the show. What if now here comes a patient, I saw you married, sorry too, I'm gonna put you on that spot.
Yes, girl. I love it for you.
Here comes this one-time crush that you once drooled over. And he comes there and he's lying, he was just involved in a car accident, and then you have to attend to him and you touch and touch. And you touch and you go zoom, and you find he's the perfect size that you've always fantasized about.
Perfect size.
That she's always fantasized about. But not your moja.
well, luckily for me, it's a little bit trouble me. There's no chance of that happening. So it's okay.
Can I throw off the line again? Last one. Now you work about Babum.
Oh my God.
Do you believe that women are straight?
No, they're not. But I am. I mean,
Are you
not
sure?
all of them are. I'm sure.
So
Tried
you've
and
never-
tested. Yes, thank you.
So what if it comes in that woman, like she's got that thing? You know what basadi na that thing. She walks in, she comes to you and she says, I need your help. But she looks good and yummy, and she says to you, how about I've got this fantasy of being inside a clinic and what would
With a
you do?
nurse.
With a nurse.
Oh my God. No, that's not gonna happen. No, no, I don't even know what I'd do. But yeah, I know where I stand, so that helps.
Have you tried it?
No, I have not. I just know.
Do you wanna try it?
No, I don't want to.
Welcome to another episode of The Answered, where we take in medical profession and other ends. Anywho, tell us, how long have you been in the medical field, the nursing field?
Well, oh my God.
And what inspired you to actually join the field? Because most people I know it's mostly dedication and inspiration.
Okay, so I studied, I did my first year in 2013. Yeah, and then I finished in 2016. So I've been working from 2016 till 2023. That makes it how long? 7 years? 7 years, yeah, roughly. So, yeah, it sounds cliche, but for me, I would honestly say that I didn't, go out looking for nursing. It kind of found me in a way.
So it's more of a calling than anything.
I don't always like saying that because, there's a lot that's attached to saying that nursing is a calling, because now we're not supposed to get paid because we are called and all sorts of things. So yeah, it's a calling, but at the same time, but anyway.
But your calling is supposed to get you paid.
But it's true, Marikari, when we talk about nurses and getting paid, you're not even supposed to have the pay conversation because you are called. It's a noble profession. How dare they?
How dare
right?
they? No.
Right?
We need to change that mindset.
We
But we need
definitely
to change that
do.
mindset. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But we really need to change that mindset. Ukila bona how our society makes us feel guilty for having certain things, certain
Absolutely.
aspirations.
Yeah.
Have you seen how they make you feel guilty for just being rich or just having a different mindset? We need to stop having that mindset. We need to shift that as a society, because here you are, you're independent, you're lovely, you're wonderful, you're starting a business, but I'm pretty sure some of your high school peers, some of your family members, they're probably jealous of you and they're probably not supporting you. Am I right or am I wrong?
True, and it's been said for me, because I also experienced that even within the profession, because now it's like, oh, you have a business and but in the beginning, I was obviously working for a hospital, and I had these aspirations of just doing more.
And don't forget, some of them, you did what they'd been wanting to do.
Exactly.
So it eats them alive. And that hate and that jealousy, it literally torments them every time they see you.
Yeah.
Don't forget that as well.
It's true, but I think it's also just how nurses are portrayed in general in our society.
That
it's
also needs to change.
It's like you're only as good of a nurse as much as you have to really deny yourself of a good life. It's only then that you can
you have to be the sacrificial lamb.
Yes,
you have to be the people pleaser.
Absolutely.
You have to be the one everybody stamps over.
You can't have aspirations. You can't want a good life. You can't want money, because
can we blame Mother
how
Teresa
dare
for
you?
this?
Kind of. But now you know what worries me.
Well, we literally have to blame her for this. You know I'm right.
Exactly.
You know I'm right. It is her. And Florence Nightingale.
Let's just say we're working on it. We're trying to fix the mess.
I just thought of something, but I'll ask you that question later. About my nurse. It's a bit traumatizing. But anyway, before we come to issue how your business, I like what I just saw now. Where did you do your practices?
Okay, so as I was saying, I started or studied at the University of the Free State, and then I started studying.
Only one knows the feeling.
Exactly.
Hallelujah.
So I started studying BSOC with the aspiration of being a psychologist, because I've always known that I wanted to work with people. But, coming from a disadvantaged background, my parents didn't really have money to take me through to school, get the honors, masters, and PhD. Exactly. Yeah. So after, a year into studying that BSOC, I wanted a course that would credit me for the modules that I had already done, so nursing was the next best thing. It wasn't like, oh, I want to be a nurse and whatnot. And then I was just like, I need something that's going to feel like I didn't waste time with that first year. So then, they had courses that you could do between nursing and psychology. So that's how I ended up falling for nursing. But, when I started doing women's health and reproductive health and midwifery, that's when I fell completely in love with
Did you say
it.
you were studying two things at the same time?
No.
Oh.
So I studied psychology for a year.
Oh, okay.
And then there's modules saying how is a psychology, how is a nursing. They are sort of
one in the same.
yes.
Yeah, you can get credited.
Like you
for
get
both.
credit. Yeah,
Okay,
so I was
alright.
credited for those modules. So it wasn't a complete waste of time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I meant. And then,
Interesting.
yeah.
And then after varsity, basically you went to work in a hospital.
Yes. So when I was doing my practicals as a student, I was working across almost all clinics in Bloemfontein
okay.
and the hospitals as well. And then after that, I did my community service at one of the public hospitals around Bloemfontein. And then I moved over to work in a public hospital. I worked in a gynae ward, which was actually also a gynae and urology ward. So there I was working with men and women. And then I decided I want to just work with women. And then I moved to maternity.
That's where your traumas.
I'm not going to say anything.
Wait. So you were working with men and women.
Yes.
Then you chose to work with women.
Yes.
After that trauma.
I didn't say anything about trauma. I just said I had a preference and I
What did you
decided
see?
to pursue it. I saw medical conditions. Thank you.
Hey, winner. You know, I'm a bit sensitive. Then my body shivers sometimes. I've heard of medical conditions. Yo. Hold on, there was a myth around Bloom around 2007-8. A big SUV, a yellow, ona le diboko.
Oh yes, ke la utlwela le nna. I
O
heard
no
about
utlwela?
it. Yeah.
Ha wa kopana lona?
No.
Le nna I would be traumatized for
Definitely
days.
not. No, I did
You
not.
don't remember that,
encounter
like?
such.
Yeah, no, that used to scare.
Radiboko.
Radiboko.
Yeah.
Apparently, you would find girls and you wore a nappy.
Yeah.
Hey, you wore a nappy.
I
So,
think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
anyway, so any doctors that hit on you guys? We've heard stories about doctors
Hey, we've
and,
seen medical dramas as well.
and night
Those
shifts.
shenanigans happens.
And when they
on all call rooms. Dramas and love dramas and triangles.
What is the question?
Gutland.
Well, I mean, doctors and nurses, we're colleagues. And
Colleagues.
amongst colleagues.
Who are the worst?
Colleagues.
Wait. Who are the worst? The gynae male
The worst in terms of what?
or the GP
Yeah.
The
worst in
doctors.
terms of what?
to hit on women?
Oh, the most scandalous, the most scoundrelous.
Yeah, thank you, Lala, for
yes.
putting it very nicely.
I do not know. All I know
You are colleagues, Mus.
is that we are colleagues and we collaborate within the multidisciplinary health team, and that's it.
I'm
That's
pretty
it.
sure the drama is hectic in there. Have you seen how every industry has this secret drama little episode? I'm
My
sure every
friend.
doctor it
My
toxic
friend.
bona.
My
Bona
friend,
bona.
the stories that I'm
And
hearing.
Sheba, I'm sure it bona. It's on another level.
That's why when your partner is going to a guy, you must go with her. Don't gamble. And you must sit there. Because the doctors don't know they're smooth talkers. No, man, you have a medical condition. The next thing, hey,
There's this band advert.
wow.
I don't know if you've seen it, ne? Where this woman is going for her sauna, ne? Scared, ne? And when she's going for a sauna, the husband is sitting here, ne? And they are watching on the screen. I don't know he's the screen. And then the doctor. So, how the sauna in there? Something starts showing on the.
uh-huh.
And then the husband's like, "Oh, is that the baby?" Khanti was like, it's the doctor going.
Oh my God.
It got banned. That advert got banned.
Thank God I didn't see it.
Now I want to get into the part where after you decided to open up a clinic, which is something very fascinating because growing up, we all know how clinics they're being owned by government, hospitals. But here you are, a young black female nurse who decides to open up a clinic. Why? What did you see that other people didn't see?
Okay. Well, the clinic, it didn't just start with the clinic, right? So I have this thing, it's called Black Women Arouse Women's Health, right? And it's a whole movement around the promotion of women's sexual and reproductive health and rights. So how it started is that as a student in my final year, I was diagnosed with a condition called endometriosis, right? It's when some tissue that's supposed to be in the womb moves out to some other parts of the body.
Okay.
And the typical signs and symptoms is severely painful periods and painful sexual intercourse and so on. So the only way or the only reason I got an early diagnosis is the fact that I was already within the health profession when I was studying towards it. And then upon getting my diagnosis and getting the treatment, I started having conversations with many of my friends, and then I realized that there's so much that people or women didn't know about sexual reproductive health, and there was still so much stigma. And the question came to say, if we as people who are professional nurses in the making or within the healthcare team know so little or are still subjected to so much stigma, what more about people who are in the community and they don't know much? And then I also obviously was working in different public clinics, and I realized that there are so many women that only present to healthcare facilities when they are so late and advanced in their different conditions, when little or nothing can be done. And then I wanted to start conversations to empower women with information that would allow them to really know more about their bodies, know what is normal, what is not normal, and know where to go.
That's very important.
Yeah, so it started off as that, and then later on I registered it as a non-profit organization, and then I was doing different events. One of the events that I was also doing was How I Met My Vagina. That was it.
Love that title. I love that title. It's the one. Yes.
It's quite interesting how I met my vagina.
Yeah.
For 2 seconds I went like, okay.
I love it.
I like that.
Love it.
Yeah, so How I Met My Vagina was basically an event wherein I would bring together an intimate group of women to come and talk about their different sexual reproductive health experiences and challenges. And we'd have myself as a midwife and a gynecologist, because I realized that many black women actually only have an encounter with the healthcare professionals when they are sick or when they are about to give birth. So I wanted to really also, bridge the gap between women in the communities and healthcare professionals. And then later... Thank you.
and that's something that needs to consistently happen.
Yeah,
You know
definitely.
what I just picked up right now? The woman sitting next to you has always had this vision about women. Because I just thought of your dialogue right now, and I just saw what Lala has been trying to push and what you've been pushing.
Yeah.
You guys will gel.
That's it.
I love, yes.
That's it.
So yeah, and then that grew into well, the NGO was obviously registered, and then later on
NPO or NGO?
NGO,
Non-government
NGO, NPO.
organization.
Yeah, it's like yeah,
Yeah.
So I approached the Department of Health to say, you know what, I'm also seeing that there's a gap in terms of cervical cancer screening. Women are still dying, and I feel like we could be doing more. So I asked them to, give me a mobile clinic, and then I would provide my services for free. And then it was around COVID, and obviously COVID was the thing that was really on everybody's minds, and that had to really be given like a lot of attention. And then I think a couple of months later, there was an international or a US-based foundation, the Bristol Myers Squibb Foundation. They approached the Department of Health to say, you know what, we're looking for an NGO that's working with sexual reproductive health, because we want to provide cervical cancer screening for women who are disadvantaged and hard to reach. And I had already proposed that to the Department of Health. So
I love it.
Yeah.
The universal lining.
yes, absolutely.
That's dope.
Yeah. So then,
She
they
manifested it.
you see. So they provided the funding. And then, we have a mobile clinic, and then we still are actually doing a lot of work in terms of reaching women in disadvantaged communities, providing cervical cancer screening, education, and ensuring, most importantly, that every woman with abnormal results gets linked to the appropriate level of care. And then after some time, it just felt like, you know what, I had this big vision to promote women's reproductive health, but now it felt like I was just focusing on cervical cancer. And I was doing quite well in that, I must say. I was seeing the impact. And then I just decided, you know what, now I need to really open it up a bit more to ensure that I'm able to cater for women, across.
Reach even more women.
Yes,
yeah.
reach even more women, because now it was an issue of saying, if somebody's saying, oh my God, I'm having this abnormal discharge, and I didn't really have much to do, but now I was like, you know what, now it's time to really open a clinic so that I can provide the services that are necessary.
Tape, more content. I rest my case. I rest my literal case. King, channel episode every week. What are we doing this week? Literally content for days. That's my case.
You know how to my mind was going because one, I've lost 2 friends due to cervical cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
And I know cervical cancer is quite serious, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
We've seen the department trying to push girls as young as 9 years old or something to get some injection. What do you know about that?
Yes. So there is, that's actually one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about the prevention and, in fact, the elimination of cervical cancer, because it's actually one of the cancers that are 100% preventable. In 2 ways. One is the HPV.
You don't want us to start the cancer let me shut up. Continue.
All right.
What the question? Never mind.
It's preventable in the sense that you can vaccinate for it. And I agree, we're talking about HPV vaccine. I think the vaccine Thank you. Yes. So you can prevent it through the use of a vaccine, the HPV vaccine that's been given to young girls around 9 years old.
Is it safe though?
It's safe.
So you're saying my daughter is safe?
Is concerned, yes. Your daughter is safe, yes. And then the second one is your NIA screening, which is what we're doing, the cervical cancer screening, pap smear. Because what's nice about it is you can actually detect precancerous cells and have them removed before they can turn into cancer. So ideally, everybody should get screened before they present with symptoms. Because once you start having those abnormal symptoms, then you might already be having cancer. But of course, early detection
often
is still
should people, women have
a pap smear once a year?
Yeah, you can do once a year, but the current guidelines that Department of Health says, if you're HIV, it's 20 and above, 20 years old and above. But if you are HIV negative, is 30 and above, and then HIV positive every 3 years, HIV negative every 5 years. But you can certainly do it. Because sometimes some of the guidelines also have to factor in resources. But if you are able to do it every year, you can still.
Can I throw you off course a bit? Already?
No, but okay.
What is a perfect way of washing a vagina?
Okay, so
just water.
Exactly.
Just water.
And your hand.
Your water in your hair. And I've seen and heard people doing things. Please stop.
We are
doing
not
that.
supposed to put in anything in our vaginas is a natural organ that knows how to clean and take care of itself. Like literally, most of the stuff you're not supposed to. At all, period.
I'm glad because I want to know what is a perfect way. Look, I'm a father of 2 girls. You understand?
Yeah.
And now I have these conversations with my kids. I don't say the mother must always do it also. Lena as a father, I need to know in order for them to live longer. So I need to know what is a perfect way of washing a vagina because hey,
just water.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I think, Leila, it really goes back to this commercialization and politicization of
they've weaponized it.
So we're having all these products and things. People try.
They even cause the cancer things to avoid.
Exactly, because remember now, if you do all these kinds of things, you are disrupting
building up and building up. Yes, and it builds up in the vagina.
So how long how happy?
Remember?
No, it happens.
Yeah.
And these things are people don't talk about.
It's very true. Yeah. Yes. So the other thing that through how I met my vagina, I was advocating for was for people to know.
I have a story about a man on Khankhat.
Please.
Yeah, a man.
Yeah, no.
So, the vagina is not supposed to have a fishy smell, and it's also not supposed to have an offensive smell. everybody actually has their normal
Odor. Yeah.
The vagina is also supposed to have
Have its own-
that's why every woman, you must know your normal vaginal
Odor,
odor,
yeah.
so that if in any disruption again, then you know something is wrong. And most
Yep.
of the time it's because of a pH balance that's been disrupted because of antibiotics, soap, harsh soaps, you know, sometimes even the underwear that we wear.
Please tell them even the foods we eat affect the condition.
yeah,
of the
they can
vagina.
also do that because I mean, Lily, your sweat glands, like,
Yes.
they're also affected by the food that you eat. But a fishy smell is an indication that something is wrong. Then you
So
know, it
how
might
do
be
we
a-
teach
but-
young women to eliminate that fishy smell? Because men are traumatized. That's why men are starting to go the other way.
First of all, we teach women to take care of their vaginas, not for men. Excuse me.
Good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So yeah.
Ay, nigribuela, bafethu.
Yeah. No, it's not for men
Have
because
that tension.
and this is also another thing that I feel very strongly about, because the female body has been so sexualized that even as a woman, if you have problems, let's say with your vagina or your odor or whatever, you're even afraid to go to the clinic because you think, oh my goodness, now they're gonna think, I've been sleeping around and you know what I
Yeah.
mean. So I always want to move away from the sexual part. I mean, it's a big part, obviously, but it's nice if we can have a conversation about women's health without the sexual
Thapelo.
part of it.
Thapelo. Thapelo. I give up. Content, Thapelo.
Ah, la, la.
Short videos and educations for these
Guys.
young girls. Like,
I produced
why don't you
and-
have a vlog and a YouTube channel already with short clips showing, oh my, Thapelo.
Showing what?
Yes.
Showing how to wash a vagina.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She should be educating these things. She should be doing even short clips about all of these things that she just mentioned.
I do have a few.
There's
but
so much
it's-
content here. It's ridiculous. Thapelo.
So look, you must do clips. You must show. This is how you wash a vagina.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean there's also so many other conditions, like you know, the endometriosis that I mentioned, the fibroids, and yeah, there's so
Fibroids,
as well.
My sister,
Yeah.
Dudu, same thing. Endometriosis.
Yeah.
3 operations already.
I remember.
I've had two.
Yes, she's
I've had
on her
two.
third now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the dangers? Because we've heard stories that when people have got fibroids and endo, what you can't have kids. You
Yeah.
can, or it basically
And
disturbs your
sexual
life.
intercourse is painful.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of like
yeah.
guys.
It's
Oh,
very
so
sad.
ona tla bentse re came. Yeah, no.
Ho monate,
she's feeling
monate.
it.
O ntso mo
Kante ngwana
sema.
batho is in pain.
Yes. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
Queen, I hope
very
you
sad.
guys listen
And you know, it's so sad. I mean, I did a whole study. By the way, I just finished my master's. Thank you very much. So my master's study was about the lived experiences of women living with endometriosis or who are diagnosed with endometriosis. And the saddest thing, especially in South Africa or in Africa in general, kore, women mainly only discover that they have endometriosis once they start trying to conceive
And have children.
and they are struggling. So it's
And then
like
they have to go and check and wonder
you
why they're
see,
struggling.
and then it's like, oh, you've been having endometriosis, and then we take history. It's like, oh yes, actually, I've been having these painful periods since I was young.
This is why education at a
It's-
young age is so
Absolutely.
important. That's what I'm saying. Even the young girls
Yeah.
today, ne, for example, how you capture them with short social media posts,
Yeah.
educating them about these things.
Yeah.
That's how you draw them in. That's how you educate them. We need this type of
Lala?
information.
Yeah.
Lala?
It's not available.
Consider it done, my friend. We're taking this on a road tour.
No, hallelujah. Like we really need this. And I
Mondli,
think the
MEC
younger-
Maleto, Ratla, we are coming.
Yeah, the younger, the better. Because
Absolutely.
what she's saying is very important. How as women, because my sister went through the same experience and she discovered hers in adulthood when she was trying for kids and wondering
Yeah.
why she was struggling.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. So we really need to teach young girls to actually go check. Even the cervical cancer thing, we need to push that a little bit more so that health organs and they can reproduce and they can actually grow up in a better, healthier system than the crap we've been given. So high five. Love you.
Love you.
Hey!
National Builder of the Year.
Yes.
Yes.
No wonder.
Yes.
Wabo? Wabo?
Let's go.
Obo
I love it when they are lying. He talking spotlight even big
Just so.
No, young girls really need to
Thank
learn
you.
these
A lot,
things. Like
a
seriously,
lot.
they really do.
Yeah.
I
That's very
can, hey,
true.
but Fetu Litlan Swagala, I'm gonna touch on this. Apparently, too much sex also causes cervical cancer. Is it true?
Who said that?
Oh no, Lutwile he.
But
There's a but.
There's a but.
it causes something
There's a
else.
but.
Just
There's
not
a
that.
but. One is that actually the HPV HPV virus is the one that's responsible for cervical cancer. So it's sexually transmitted. So unsafe sex, the HPV, actually that's why they give the HPV vaccine for the HPV virus. Yes. So the unsafe sex can actually lead to cervical cancer.
Banna ba sa hlapi, meaning they cause more.
Sex without a condom. Meaning that the man will be having the HPV and then transmitting it to you. Yes. And then the second thing is sometimes, having unsafe sex once again, actually, the
So
sperm can also throw a woman's pH balance quite a bit. Yeah, it can throw it off.
you see,
Yeah.
that's why, guys. That's why I always tell you one thing. Stop. You must look after yourself so that your sperm is clean, gents. Hey. No, but for real.
Yeah.
No, like I've heard stories. Guys, you know when we're having conversation as Mautine,
Okay.
and we eventually talk about sperm, you find that majority of guys manale different colored sperm. I was shocked to hear gore khona la utho nang le sperm se brown. O mong na le sperm se yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly. Like on a serious
no, but it's true. It's what it comes back to what you ingest, what you put in. For example, men that drink a lot of alcohol or smoke a lot or just ingest bad things that is in their body, it kind of like reacts and then it takes out those things as well. It's sort of like with us with women as well.
Yeah, but there should be a balance as well. I mean, the color that in shame to one I mean, like you're saying, it's like with us. Yes, you know what you eat.
Guys, talking about cheap. So I'm a medical profession now. You don't have cheap. Once a week, check your sperm.
Please.
Please. Professional thing.
But what if they can't stimulate?
Sorry?
La.
So
They must just take. You must go on X-rated videos on internet and have. How
did we get here?
And use your
How did we get
and a
here?
towel, and you'll see the color of your sperm
and what
before
if,
you put it into another person.
and what if they still struggle?
No, there's that clinic.
You know, some men
The
have
international clinic.
stimulation constipation.
What is that, Lal?
I have no idea.
Wait, I know this. I know there's men that take forever to come, and women will actually
Give up.
Can I also say, ne? So remember I said
God
what
damn
we're
it,
doing.
Lala, on chosa, man.
But there are men that struggle to.
This is
We need to talk about it. There are men that really struggle to come.
This is important because, as I was saying,
I feel
part of what we're doing with the cervical cancer project is that we also educate traditional leaders and healers
Nice.
and religious
Leaders.
religious
Bo
leaders.
pastors.
Yes, but pastor. Actually, most of the stigma is coming from religion and tradition and all of that. So that program that we use to do that education also teaches about what's this prostate cancer. Yeah. So sometimes if you are struggling to,
Come.
it means
Prostate.
you might also be having a prostate
Because
problem.
it's a serious thing. We should talk about it. It's not
true.
funny, guys. And you know why I'm saying we should talk about it is because there are men that are ashamed and they think it's them. It's not a serious problem. And it takes them longer to go and get themselves checked out because society has made it a shameful thing when you can't, be the normal
I've heard
men. So we shouldn't make a joke about it. Like, seriously, we need to literally help those men.
I've heard-
I know
I've
I'm
heard-
not. It's not funny, guys.
But you weren't supposed to do it like this, man.
Lala.
Can you see it? Like, I'm trying to be a professional.
And Shaba to my go, yeah. And she's
Yo, the fishy smell. Oh yes. Is it me or her? Or
You
me.
spoke about a penis that smells like a fish or a bubble.
So about 10 years ago, I was on an island called Mauritius.
Ha wa mpolella seo ke batla ho se utlwa.
And I was exploring on a beach with a man.
Okay.
Okay, this is juicy.
Things led to things.
How tall was he?
And I stopped halfway when the smell came. I was like,
Wait,
what
how
is
tall was he?
happening? He was very short.
No one.
It was bad, guys. I'm still traumatized 10 years later.
Was he from Mozambique or was he?
He was from that island. I think the men there, because they live on the beach and the island and everything, the atmosphere, it's natural to
natural.
their body. Like literally. Because, because
Wait,
they live, eat
wait.
and breathe it.
So-
So how do you fix that fishy problem?
Wait.
Because it's within them. Like, can you imagine the poor women that live? I'm sure they've settled in and had made peace with their lives.
Lala. for you to smell the snook, your nose has to be very close to the
That's why I said I stopped myself halfway. Cause I couldn't Leila, where are you going? Where are you going? No, you gotta stop this. Like guys, and bear in mind, I was very drunk.
And you heard it. Anja, you got sober on the spot.
Yes, I did. No, I literally, because at some point, I just were on a date. I was taking on the beach. I was very drunk, guys. But I got sober very quickly after that. I was like, what the hell is happening? I was like, yeah, no, this holiday is a holiday and a half. So how do you fix that fishy smell?
That one he needs to flip and wash.
With what? Because the water he washes with has the fish that he smells like.
Dettol, you name it to get it. Dettol, let us sponsor him for this, by the way. You name it to get it, everything.
But I feel like it's the same idea with women, with men as well. To say if something is that abnormal,
Something is
off. Something
You
is
know,
off.
and people take one thing like pubic hair. Pubic hair, because you sweat, it also contributes
It does.
to unhygienic genitals. That will
And the
actually
odor.
cause, and the odor, because a hopola go nona le tori tsele tsa dinta tsa
Oh, I did God.
pubic hair. Okay, ke tlo bua dinta tsa senana.
Okay.
Whereby now, if you sleep with a person on and dinta tseo, they go onto you
Yeah.
and like.
But it's
There was one time I was at a pharmacy,
Yeah.
and there was this girl. Lining, she's waiting to get medication. Like she keeps on, and I was like, yeah, Luma.
no, maar pubic hair in itself is not it doesn't have a smell unless somebody has
But
a
it
hlahla.
contributes to. I get it now. You are wearing underwear. You are
You're
hooked up.
sweaty.
You're sweating.
It's holding in
It's
the
hot.
sweat.
If usa
34
hlapi,
degrees.
if usa hlapi, yes, but it's not to say
Yaanong lona basadi la
yona-
apara tight, panty, jean, le leggy.
maar in a healthy state, that in itself isn't supposed to have like a hugely offensive smell. Whenever there's an offensive smell, or now something is off.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Before I got married, ante motho le sengile, and you still roaming the streets. I used to fear girls ka winter. Yeah.
Why?
No, I've had my traumas in life.
Why it happened in winter with the girl?
There was this girl, ne? I don't want. There was this girl, and you might know her, my friend. She very beautiful. So one day, we clap Church Street ya kereke. We are at that club cohesion. So jiggy, ke nako le ke tsamaile le boimo, wa bona, so I go drop them off. Now she calls, she's like, no, pick me up. So I go pick her up, my friend. So I go to my flat. And I don't know, you might not remember that day. That day I came to your house the following day. I was so traumatized. I even left your house at 12 obsiu.
Hectic.
So this girl, as beautiful as she was, took off sharp, give hoodie, give vest part 2, give bra. No. Now we get down here, give jean, give leggy, get tight. The smell that followed. Bona, Limzili guys didn't want to do the work. Like I lost interest, and then now, not the saddest thing about me, the slightest smell turns me off completely. Like I got turned off. I couldn't even get an erection.
But tell me this, is it possible that somebody might not be smelling themselves?
She didn't even smell
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
She
So
couldn't.
don't you think
And she
if
had
maybe
pubic hair engada.
yeah, but I'm
No,
saying
that
let's
people
say
had nothing to do with it.
yeah, true.
You could comb it with your hands.
Still,
Even if
So I'm saying if
She's
maybe
gonna curse it.
Luna
She's gonna watch this. Yo.
so it's when you're Luna but Ntate who are out here complaining about fishy smell, what. Is it wouldn't it help if maybe if you or when you encounter such a situation, you can tell my sister Rozaki, there's a problem yana, and I think maybe you must go visit sisters Sebabatso.
Like, can they take offense when you say that?
No, but you say it nicely.
It's
I
not
get-
easy. You know, when you have a partner, it's simple to say that.
Yeah.
Ah, baby, hey.
Unali
I know. Hey, clash play teacher.
situation.
Clash play teacher. But now, in a situation where
But can I tell you something? I'm gonna retract you then. Y'all should actually stop being afraid of that. Have you ever heard where people changed their lives or uninspired or got hurt because somebody said something to them? It's very powerful, your opinion and what you say to another
Yeah.
person. It might look like you're offending them and you're hurting them, but you're actually not. You're actually helping them. Do you get what I mean? She is right. To that woman, she wakes
Mike.
up and sleeps with herself. It's her normal smell. It's how she smells.
Yeah.
To her, she smells normal. To you, she does not smell normal. And guess what? To another man, she smells incredible. She smells amazing. You
Yeah,
get-
ma, khona
we
le-
all have our
some-
differences. We all have our preferences. And we need to learn to respect that. And we need to learn to own that. So, Luana Haoli thing, yes, I know it might seem disrespectful, but you're actually helping her. You're helping her to better herself. Maybe she might be missing something. Maybe she might need to wear less leggings or something like that. Do you get what I mean?
Or maybe you
But
shouldn't
you're
be
helping
coming
her.
inside her so that her
Exactly. And you
pH can.
should-
Hey, no,
I'm
hey,
just
get
saying.
tight.
Exactly.
I'm just saying. So you're part of the
you
problem,
shouldn't.
but yeah,
I wouldn't-
men are part
I
of the
wouldn't-
problem, but
I
they keep
wouldn't-
judging. Hey, fishy smell. I have never not had a question from a man talking about a fishy smell. I'm telling you,
him.
and I go. Problem number one.
Mamela,
That's there.
Next to
Thank you.
myself.
Thank you. Hallelujah.
Listen,
Thank you.
I'll ngenela je.
Niti tata for it. Yes.
Another worst part, Lala Nashemi didn't even get up, dog. It won't.
Oh my word.
It won't, I swear. Oh,
Sorry, can I just add? It wouldn't get up. Mara, it takes time to get there. Like it kala ele normal. Now it gets up, and then you come inside her. You come
flash
inside,
plate,
you come
ninja.
inside until the pH is thrown off. Then that's when the smell starts.
Yep.
taking-
No,
coming
Mari-
in,
Mari,
and then we're like,
it
oh
was.
no,
Yeah.
oh, no.
Anyway,
Wait,
number
are we talking about the person that you just met? Are you talking about your partner?
Your partner.
Your
Either way,
partner's a
yeah.
different story.
No, it's both.
Your partner, Wanaka, you can't come out. Here, you come inside. Man.
Oh my soul.
I just want to ask, after she dropped her leggings, the third piece of attire, what did you do? Because you were on floppy, again. So she was ready for action. So what did you do?
I told her straight up to say, no, I can't.
And then what was the why?
She's not turning me on.
You told her that.
oh my God. This is so interesting.
No,
you
but-
could tell her you don't turn me on. Ma, you
But
couldn't
you
tell
can't
her.
tell her.
And the thing is, you know what I also don't think is right? Men have this tendency, you guys have your little WhatsApp groups.
Not me.
As old as you are, you have your WhatsApp groups. And then instead of saying to the poor girl, oh, Mutuamdim, you're going to go discuss her in there.
Instead of saying
Exactly.
Are you?
Thank
Are
you.
you a part of the problem or what?
They are always part of the problem.
No, but that's
Uh-huh.
true. That's true because we as men, we are part of the problem
Yes.
because we are the ones that are causing
causing the
biggest
problem. Thank you.
Because now, you must remember, it's easy for women to carry stuff that we are planting.
Yes.
It's kind of like with HIV. I
Yes.
guess.
Yes.
For us to contract it is not that simple. It will take time for us to build it. But with women, it takes one drop and it destroys our life. You understand? So men should actually own up to what you guys are saying.
Yep.
And it's sad that today you find men that are actually running away from that instead of actually solving this problem. That is why now I say to guys, start owning up to your shit. Because we are the problems. It's kind of like when you're sitting with teenage pregnancies. Now you make her pregnant. The
And
next
it's
thing,
her fault.
it's
Yeah.
her
Where
fault.
is the guy that
She wants
contributed
you
to that?
Exactly.
But you were the one who was coming inside her. Say, baby, I love you.
When I tell you I'm pregnant, like, why did you do that?
Exactly.
Wait, can I go? Excuse me, we
not
were
like
You're the one that
together.
decided to make the baby.
Yeah.
Hi. Tlohelang go rota fela. God damn it.
Anyway,
Camera ka e shwele. Jaanong ke sheba camera. Ha ka speed change. Ha re se re nne le 10 minutes so 10 minutes. Anywho, teenage pregnancies. I think you see a lot. Especially where your clinic is.
And especially with you dealing with girls and women.
yeah.
How is that? How is the situation? Is it getting better? Is it getting worse?
Yeah,
What's the
because
society perceptions and stuff
There were
like that?
stats that came out to say Free State, we had the youngest pregnancy at what, 13, 12, somewhere more, if I'm correct.
Yeah, sadly, teenage pregnancy is still a very big problem. But for me, I think we need to change the way we discuss it, because it goes back to what you're saying, or what we
Yep.
just said
The
now, to say,
education and information.
yeah, and in addition to that, it's this whole thing of now the stats come out, we talk about how many girls fell pregnant at this age and whatnot. But the question is, who is impregnating these girls? Wawan? You find that dinending, or it may even be that the majority of those cases is actually older men.
Yes.
You know, so now shouldn't we be talking about
let's be
rape,
realistic.
statutory rape?
Yeah.
You know?
ke ne ke
And
tla moo.
educating these girls and showing them the difference, because we can't take it anywhere if these girls are not backing it up.
True.
Do you get what I mean? It's
True.
going to be a lost cause
Yeah.
if the victims are not standing up
Yeah.
for themselves.
Yeah.
That's why we need to incorporate this information in such a way that it speaks to them. Because that's the other thing. We have government programs.
Yeah.
We have clinics. We have all these programs on TV, but sometimes they don't speak to these girls. There are these young girls that are in small towns that just see their parents continuously just drinking in taverns and having sex and having babies. There are young girls that are growing up in small towns all over this province, all over this country. I've seen it live. Remember the time when I related to that small town we were doing sound? What were we watching there? We were literally watching literally women. Literally all they do is wake up, go to the tavern, have fun, have sex and have babies. This is what is happening in these small towns. And some of these young girls, they miss this information. They don't get this information because of the way it's delivered. So we have to find ways in which we speak to them. Hence, I was suggesting some of the things to you, because they miss a lot of this information because of the way it's packaged and the way it's presented to them. There's so much that is happening with these young girls that we don't know about. And you are very right. Who is impregnating them? It is older people that know they are taking advantage of them. And these girls are entrusting these people because they are older than them and they've been taught to respect them. So they don't know the difference. These are some of the stories and some of the situations and content we need to show these girls that your predator, your bad guy, your boogeyman, it is someone you know. It is not someone who's going to come off the street. It's not some stranger you don't know. It is literally someone you know. Your boogeyman and your bad guy and the person that destroys your world is literally your family member, your next door neighbor, someone you see every single day. It's a scary, scary world that we live in. And we need to start educating young girls and young children from as young as possible. Because we live in a scary world and we need to accept that.
True. And in addition to that, I think we also need to start involving boy children as well,
Yes.
because they are the
Thank
ones
you.
that grow up and actually,
Thank you.
become
Thank you.
the perpetrators.
Yes.
So there's so much that's been said to the
Absolutely.
victims, about the victims, but so
Absolutely.
little that's been said about. I ke tseba ke sheba ka mona le ha ke bua ka di perpetrator. Ka mona ha ke bua ka victim. But I'm just saying.
Camera ka hayo.
The violence! Yeah, the
Kopa camera
So
violence!
yes,
Don't
let's have more conversation, between men and about rape. And
The saddest thing, Jorge,
We need a part 2, guys.
men will always be, we have to have a part 2 because there's so many things we didn't cover.
Yeah.
The saddest thing, Jorge, men will always be the perpetrator. coming back to my conversation with my son, Tep, and we were discussing how they feel, especially amongst their age group, with us, the older people, dating younger girls. You understand? And that's a big problem, because right now in that situation, there's young girls that are falling pregnant because of us, because we are careless. We try to live our fantasies through these young girls,
Yes.
and we use money to lower
buy
these
them.
young girls.
Yes.
And that's the saddest reality. I think. Now, it becomes another issue when it comes to the pressure that we are setting for our kids, which are sons.
Yep.
Now they don't have access to these girls because we are taking these girls away from
And
them.
they suffer your sins, your
They're gonna suffer our
consequences.
sins.
Your children are
Exactly.
suffering your sins. Yes.
So now, what the conversations that we as men must start having with our sons is to actually discuss this gap that this older generation are trying to close, forgetting how they've got sons that they are growing. You will never close this gap if we don't have this conversation, because here we are, 40, 50-year-olds competing with 18-year-olds. Now, o kopana le ngwana batho a itshwaretse girlfriend ta hae Second Avenue, o bona girlfriend ta le fit and and you throw money, you throw champagne. Obvious, this girl, she's gonna see a different life, and she's gonna go to you. She's gonna come to you and leave this boy. What does it do to that boy? It hurts that boy.
Are you saying the head is? I don't understand.
It's more psychological and we've got a serious psychological problem when it comes to young boys and older generation and older guys.
Don't forget, this is from the men's perspective.
Hey, can you
Yeah.
put a perspective here in cha?
Because
Oh.
at the
No,
like
see.
for real.
Okay, well, I'm struggling to understand it a bit.
Koko tlhalosetse.
Okay, yes.
This is what I'm saying. The younger generation, young boys,
Okay.
your teenagers, they are struggling. 2000.
Okay.
Yes.
They are struggling to maintain their girlfriends because of
Okay.
Rona.
Yes.
Okay.
They
Rona,
offer and throw
we
them.
throw
and
money.
Okay.
It's easy to attract them.
At these
Kachele.
young
Yes,
girls.
yes.
Now here's a young beautiful girl, Oihlaela Mafora. Beautiful, smart. She needs money.
Oh.
Money is a need to her. Now he's dating X. X is a typical boyfriend. He's a student, goes to school. Omo betcha ka bo ma 10 rand,
Hanang,
20 rand,
hanang.
hanang,
Ex wa
shame.
ka mo bona
Aram
ka
skepsela ba. I never Valentine wa save by McDonald's. Now, here comes Tebo. Yeah. Tebo drives this big car, black, big Mamba. Now I take this girl and I take her on holidays to Cape Town, Durban. This is the life that she's been dreaming to have. And she sees these things on social media. Now she's trying to keep her relationship with ex. Now no exactly big daddy again. I'm throwing mine. And I'm like, you don't need these little boys. She goes back and she dumps X to focus on me. What does it do to X psychologically? It kills him. That is why you find these young boys nowadays growing up and seeing women as nothing, and they'll just call them in. And then there's this anger issues between them and us. Hot man, why won't disrespect the son? This is what's happening currently now as we speak. And these are the conversations that we as men need to have with our sons.
Yep.
Because if we don't do that, by the time we move on and die, Rona, and these kids, they grow up, they're still going to do
They're
the
gonna
same
continue the
thing.
same cycle.
It's a continuous...
Yeah.
Hopla ka nako ka generation ya rona,
Yeah.
e ne le taxi driver, di re terrorizer. Ba le batla kaofela. Now we've moved from the taxi driver to the tenderpreneurs.
Yes.
Now we moved from tenderpreneurs to Forex. From Forex, no yana setse le body Mr. Ba fetwa
Rick
Instagram.
Ross.
Bo Rick Ross. So it's the saddest thing it's a Holland right now, and conversation I tlo fela today. Ne?
Nix, that's why we need a part 3 and a part 45.
Yo, because I wanted to touch on postnatal. Something that
we need
a
and you know what, ne? I think we should also go into schools with her and have
We
these
should,
dialogues with school
definitely.
kids. We definitely, you've been putting it off. We need to do, yes.
No.
Crew, let's
My
all
man.
commit. We are going to the schools. We're going to have these. She's coming with us.
Definitely.
We need to have these
It's an
dialogues in front of
educational
the school.
program
Yes.
that we can take to schools
Yes.
and have these conversations
Yes.
dialogues, especially when it comes to sexuality. It's better to have sexual conversations while they're still young.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The earlier the better.
I have a sexual conversation with my 15-year-old.
Yeah.
And she knows, it's like, Daddy, so, ha she bile o tlo robala le ena motho ke ngwana ka o tlo mo kobotella. A ba re, yo, Daddy. Tshepi a ba ntjha ba re, yo, hi. But that's the conversations that I have.
Oh, traumatize someone, nothing I
So I don't know, but I love the fact that Lala, Sebabatso, please avail yourself.
I will definitely do that.
These are programs that we just need to align
Absolutely.
and take it with.
Absolutely.
And take it on an educational toast.
Absolutely.
Let's teach the young ones.
Absolutely.
You
The
know,
earlier the better.
Yeah, we can speak
Absolutely.
we can
Tap
speak
it.
to schools.
Short programs, short videos,
Absolutely.
informational, like we can do this, guys.
Yeah.
Please.
So it's something that we can do. I think even the Department of Health would
Can
love to
get
jump.
involved, yeah.
Education can
Even
come on
education,
board.
yeah.
You know, these are programs that we need to be having these
Absolutely.
dialogues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because unfortunately, parents cannot have conversations with their kids about their sexuality.
Yeah.
Ke ntho a wena ke ngotsebella ka nna ntho eo. Nna tho
Dude,
masana.
nana ka shapua ka dictionary.
O utlwa
Ke
fela.
botsa what is an orgasm. Ke na ka shapua ka dictionary.
You must re go ruta bana how to wash your vagina.
Yo.
Hi Lala, wrap it up here.
Hi, excuse. Ba tshwarele. Bana ba sa tsebe se ba se etsa.
Hello ila masabakatana.
Yo, guys. All right, so today's episode was absolutely insane. Please don't forget to subscribe. This is another banging episode of The Unsaid. We have an incredible woman with us who is going to be part of the show. I don't think
Yeah,
we're leaving
no.
her. She's
Nah,
going to be
she
a
is.
continuing part of the show because there's so much to learn from her. There's so much to actually unfold. And I think you also still need to learn from us as well. Because this is also very interesting when we take it from your point of view and then we measure it with our point of view and then we come together. I love that. I absolutely love that.
One last question.
Oh my God.
Last.
Oh,
Does-
Buckle up.
Mama.
Buckle up.
Does wine make women horny?
Well,
I
I would
just
say
gave you a
yes.
Woo!
In the sense that I carry wine,
Ke rata-
alcohol.
ke rata la
Exactly.
light,
relax,
It is
and
a coaching
then it is a
vasodilation.
yes.
And I carry for you to be honey, even for
you
you
need
to
to be
have
relaxed and in a
exactly
nice mood.
the blood vessels the relax my dears will
so
flow.
it is jwalo.
Yes, I'm
When I decided- And ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of today's episode. Thank you to Premier Hotel. Thank you to Siriti.
Oh, and guys, please go support the clinic. Go check it out.
It's in Willows.
In Willows.
Yeah,
it's
number 7 Ella Street.
So please go check it out. She's amazing. I'm even gonna make a mini vlog of her clinic. So yay, let's have fun. Let's support each other. Black business. Let's keep growing, guys.
And don't forget, if you need accommodation and you come in for a conference or you
Premier
want to,
Hotel, baby.
Premier Hotel is the place to be.
Yes.
And thank you to Rock Lahoud Pasta and the 2 ladies with wine.
Sebabatso, when did the wine get there?
Ba re ba thusa go relaxa gobane ba mo Premier Hotel. Asking.
Okay, all right.
Because ke shebile anong a ke go setse go dulwa dijwang jwang. Anyway, so without wasting time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Please do share the episode. Tell your friends to come and subscribe to the page. Share it with everyone. This is educational. And on that note, now my friend, I love you and
Love you,
welcome
friend.
back. By the way,
Yes,
yeah, no, this thing how ya bake ya leave ya get right, but come back. But she's back. As you can see, if it's Layla, if Layla can, you can also do it. And that's the motto. It's a general.
What? Oh,
They wanna see.
if Layla can, so can you.
Oh, push the mic. Yeah, there we go.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Ke wine.
No, the wine is kicking in that side, guys. The
So
wine
that's
be kicking in and be tittifying somebody.
Like we said, if you have stories that you wanna share with us, don't forget, send us inboxes, emails. Our details are there. If you wanna come through and be a guest, you're more than welcome to come and tell us your stories. And then if you know Hogorata snook fishy and it doesn't go well with you and Archer, please hygiene, buffet to hygiene. So on that note,
That's 1, 2, 3. Bye.